What's going on, everybody? This is your guy, the Asset Protector here. And today I just want to give a shout out to those of you who stand in the gap of misunderstanding and over understanding and overt understanding as it relates to your parents. In other words, you are younger. And when I say a parent, I mean anyone, your elders. Could be a grandfather, grandmother, could be an uncle or an aunt, could be a distant relative, or even a community, someone you know in the community. I kind of want to preface this by I want to give you a little riddle. If some of you are old enough to remember Oedipus Rex, it's a story about a young man and a paradigm between his father and him becoming into power and marrying his mother and impregnating his mother, leading to him going crazy, understandably so, and gouging his eyes out using a sharp instrument known as a dagger, a short knife, or short sword. And in the book of Oedipus Rex, one of the things they have to figure out is like a riddle. I call it a riddle. That's what they call it in the book. What goes on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening? And I want you to ponder on that as I have a short discussion with you about the importance of educating your parents and your grandparents, those who are older than you, and some of these people could be an older sibling, about educating them. So if you don't mind, I would like for you to come and join me and just take a walk down Education Boulevard. And let's go down Knowledge Parkway and get to Understanding Street so that we can end up on Benefit Drive together. And where I'm going with this is that when we know better, we do better. So we want to educate those people who may not be aware of some of these things that could impact their family, their whole family moving forward. Now, if you are younger and you have someone that's older in your family, now the purpose of you having knowledge is not for you to just hold that knowledge to yourself and stick it down in your pocket and hide it from other people. The reason you have the knowledge is because you are to pay that knowledge forward. Like that parable says, I think it's an African parable that says, proverb, I believe they call it. How does it go? To whom much is given, much is expected. Just right there alone, to whom much is given. If you have much, consider yourself blessed. Much. If you have little, consider yourself blessed. Much. If you have none, consider yourself blessed. Much. You see, a person who has none or who has less, yeah, they may not be able to stand beside the person who has much, but they're able to stand. And if you're able to stand, then that's much. And if you're able to stand and you're able to understand, then you need to understand that you have a duty to educate other people who are less fortunate, less knowledgeable, or less informed than you are. If there's someone older on your block and while you're walking around and you're laughing at Mr. Jimmy or Mr. Johnny, or you're laughing at Miss Beulah or Miss Annie because they have less than you do, guess what? You may have it today, but tomorrow you may not have it. In fact, you may even have a gift coming to you and you don't even get it. What I'm saying here is you may think you have an inheritance when your grandparents die, your parents die, but they didn't put their things in place. They didn't put the paper in place. And now guess what? You don't have it. And just because you have something, there's no reason to look down on someone else just because they don't have it. Because chances are you didn't have it all the time either. And chances are that just like you have it today, tomorrow you may have not. So just think about that. So teach those people about life insurance, what it can do. Teach the young people that getting life insurance when you're younger, they're giving it away. You wait to get 55, 65 years old, they're going to hit you upside the head, my guy, my gal. They're going to hit you upside the head. Go ahead and get your insurance while you're young. Because when you get over 30, 35 years old nowadays, guess what? People are getting diagnoses. Especially if you come from a family where, let's say you're a man and men in your family don't live much past 50 years old. And you're already in your 20s. Then you already pretty much lived half of your lifespan already based on the historical implications, based on the historical aspects. Men in your family don't live but a certain amount of time and you're almost there, then guess what? Your time might be closer than you think. Now, just because that happened, that's not necessarily true in all cases, where just because most of the men pass away early, that you're going to pass away. You need to get into a lot of things to understand things like, what about health insurance? Did they go to the doctor? Did they have insurance? What about dieting? Did they eat clean? What about weight, right? Were they overweight? Were they obese? Did they have any other underlying challenges? Did they abuse alcohol and drugs? So all of these things, were they in a stressful marriage, right? So all of these things plays a part in when we're going to check out. We don't know when we're going to check out. It's not if. We don't know if when we're going to check out, but we do know. We don't know. It's not if we're going to check out. We don't know when we're going to check out, but it is when we check out, because we are going to check out. Ooh, a tongue twister there. And no, I don't edit my videos, so you get all of that, me trying to figure it out. Everything is 100% raw, right off the cuff. But seriously, you have a duty to educate. Educate your people, warn them, and let them know. And if you don't understand or you don't want to talk to them, give them our website, www.unitedprospero.com, and we'll help them find that solution. Okay? So that your family will not have their feet in the mud, so to speak, after you pass away, or your parent or grandparent or somebody that you love that wants to share their blessings with you when they're gone in the form of a legacy. In the beginning of this video, I asked you about a riddle from the book of Oedipus Rex. And the question was, or the riddle is, what goes on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening? If you said a human, then you're right. In the book, Oedipus talks about a man because, traditionally we thought about old men when you think about an old man walking with a walking stick. So in the morning, all 4s, that's a baby. You're in the morning, you're in the beginning stage of life, and you're crawling on your all 4s. And that's how we move around from place to place. And then we become a big boy, a big girl. And then a toddler, right? And we start walking, well, before we become a toddler, but we think we're a big boy, a big girl when we start walking, right? And then you're on your 2 legs. And that is from the time that you are a toddler all the way up to the time you become an old person, okay? Or you become elderly and you lose the use of your legs. And then typically the legs go before the arms. And so that's why older people typically walk around with a walking stick. So in the morning, baby. Afternoon, young man. And then in the evening, an old person, okay? okay? So anyway, that's just something to think about, some food for thought. I hope this video added value to you. That's all I have. Bye for now.